Has looking at your to-do list ever made you feel like this? Here's something you might want to try. When planning out your to-do list, a useful thing to consider is the difference between tasks that are important and tasks that are urgent. An urgent task is one that requires immediate attention. These are the to-dos that shout, "Now!" Urgent tasks tend to make us want to act immediately rather than stop to think or prioritize our time. These tend to be things like approaching deadlines, unexpected assignments, or problems that occupy the front of our mind. Important tasks, on the other hand, are things that contribute to our long-term values and goals. To some, these may include academics, relationships, and recreation. When we focus on important activities, we tend to be less hurried in our planning and are more likely to stop and think about what we want to do. Some examples may include reading a book, spending time with family, or exercising. Sometimes important tasks are also urgent, but definitely not always. Important tasks can also tend to be put second to urgent tasks. However, there are times in which an urgent task is not necessarily an important one, such as making phone calls, sending some emails, or doing chores around the house. These distinctions are important because they can help you prioritize your tasks and manage time efficiently to make progress towards your goals. It's also useful for planning ahead so that you don't feel so overwhelmed when you're looking at your to-do list. So how does it work? Say you have a reflection paper due Friday, an exam next Monday, textbook readings due tomorrow, and on top of all of that, you have to balance sports practice, org meetings, work, and your parents are in town and want to spend time with you, which means you should get your laundry done and maybe wash the dishes that have piled up in the sink. Yikes! You're gonna want a way to figure out how to spend the limited resource of your time, and here's how.
Boom!
This is a matrix that can be useful by helping you to categorize your tasks based on their importance and urgency. In the important and urgent section, we would put in the reading, the paper, studying for your exam, and seeing your parents. These things are all considered urgent because they are time sensitive. The assignments are important because they contribute to long-term goals like getting a good grade in the class or graduating from college. Seeing your parents is important because you probably don't get to spend much time with them during the year. In the urgent but not important section, we would have things like doing your dishes and your laundry because they are time sensitive but less relevant to your long-term goals and values. They'll still be there when your parents leave and your tests are over. Things that are important but not urgent are your club sports practices, work, club meetings, and other pastimes like reading, exercising, or spending time with friends. It is good to find time for these things, but missing a practice or a meeting or having to take a rain check on dinner with your pals isn't going to be detrimental. You can always make it up later. Finally, things that are not important or urgent are things that may be considered distractions, like Netflix, social media, or surfing the internet. While these things are enjoyable, if you're on a time crunch, they should be your last priority. Save these activities for your time off. Now, you'll be able to get through your to-do list just like this.